welcome back to the channel. We've got some Universal news to get into right now. Let's not waste any time and let's dive in. The first thing that we're going to talk about is Harry Potter is officially confirmed for the huge expansion plot at Epic Universe. So as you guys may have heard or seen a couple of weeks ago, permits did leak that showed that Epic Universe was looking to get approval to start building the first Epic Universe expansion. And now we know what that expansion will be for. It was up to debate. A lot of people were wondering, is this for monsters? Is this for a dark universe? Is this for Isla Berg? What is it for? We all know, actually, I'm not going to lie, everybody kind of had a hunch that it was going to be for Harry Potter. And now we all know that that can be confirmed because Epic Universe permit has revealed it to be for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is coming from WDWNT.com. The Orange County permit is set for new construction, specifically site utilities and foundation work at Epic Universe. And it is located in an area P905, which is the code name for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic. The permit was filed by Baker Barrios Architects on behalf of Universal. It covers 150,000 square footage, which is about the size of the existing land. So whatever this expansion is, it is going to double the size of the Wizarding World at Epic Universe. There is room for expansion between Wizarding World and Universal Grand Helios Hotel, and new construction does imply a new building. However, located within Area P905 suggests the permit may be for work on existing structures. Universal executives have repeatedly teased expansions and development for Epic Universe before Epic Universe even opened in May. So they've been teasing this before the park even opened. They're not wasting any time, which seems to go with the trend of Universal lately. Over these last several years, they are not wasting any time and they're getting straight to it. That's all the information we have as of now. We don't know when this is going to begin, but it's looking like very soon. And honestly, the park needs it. The park needs more capacity. As far as what we're being told, they're not running yet at full capacity because even, with 50% capacity, the lines are just way too long at Epic Universe. There only is 11 attractions, 10 attractions total at the park, something like that. So they need to get in as many new rides as fast as they possibly can. So whatever they are opening up for the second ride in the Harry Potter world, hopefully it's something that is, a people eater, something that is like Monsters Unchained, where it has very, very high ride capacity per hour. We need something that is going to get people in and out as quickly as possible and give them a great experience at the level of Battle at the Ministry or at the level of Monsters Unchained. So is this what I was hoping to hear? No, I wanted this first expansion plot to be happening at the Dark Universe land, but you can't win them all, and unfortunately it looks like Harry Potter is going to get the expansion first, which makes sense. It is the most popular IP that they have. The portal for Harry Potter at Epic Universe only has one ride right now, so it does make sense. But speaking of expansions at Dark Universe, we need to talk about this. Yo, quick pause. This is Frankie from the future here. This next news update is going to be about Creature from the Black Lagoon. And I wanted to make a quick note because throughout this next segment, I will be saying Creature of the Black Lagoon because I am a complete idiot and I always mix up the name for some reason. I always go with Creature of the Black Lagoon instead of Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know why I do this. Sometimes I catch it, sometimes I don't. Clearly, I didn't catch myself when I was recording, but here I am editing, and I noticed I have once again fucked up. Sorry about that. Definitely leave a comment. Let me know I'm an idiot. Now back to the episode. As you guys know, there is this huge plot of land right behind Frankenstein's castle that is more than likely going to be set for a dark universe expansion. It is a pretty big lot, a pretty big plot of land. It doesn't look like this is going to go towards Super Nintendo. This looks like it's going to be for Dark Universe. And what is really, really interesting, I think this was done on purpose. I think this was done as an Easter egg for fans. As you guys know, Monster Cafe used to be at Universal Studios, and it had some pretty iconic statues of some of the Universal monsters. Well, 3 of those monsters were placed in the opened plot of land behind Frankenstein's castle. They put these random statues just on the ground there. They put the Frankenstein one, they put the werewolf one, and then they put the Creature of the Black Lagoon one there. So what is this telling me? This is telling me, hey, we've got the Frankenstein ride. We've got the werewolf ride. Now, coming soon, the Creature of the Black Lagoon ride. I think this is a direct hint that we are getting the Creature of the Black Lagoon ride at Dark Universe in the future, because it just does not make any sense to me that they would take these statues, which they've relocated, I believe, several times this year. They would take these statues and just lay them down behind Frankenstein's castle in that open plot of land where the expansion is being heavily rumored. It's already been heavily rumored that the Creature of the Black Lagoon ride would be coming to Dark Universe. And now here they are putting the Creature of the Black Lagoon statue in that area. This isn't like, okay, we have nowhere to put these statues, let's put them there. No, that wouldn't make any sense. They're just random ass statues in the middle of the open field here. Something is brewing, something is happening, and I think it is just them, Universal Creative, being funny and hinting at the future. So super, super stoked on this news. The Creature of the Black Lagoon ride has been rumored for a while, like I mentioned, and taking things a little bit further. We've talked about this on the show before. The mock rides, rocking boat ride system, which debuted in Europe earlier this year. It's coming to America for Dollywood. That is the ride system that most people think would be perfect. They think it would be ideal for a Creature of the Black Lagoon ride. It's not like you're going to use these in Dark Universe. They're old, they're outdated. They don't really fit the area. I mean, you've got the werewolf here holding a thing of pizza. Creature of the Black Lagoon's holding food too. Like, you're not putting these on the ground because you're going to work these into the Dark Universe land soon. No, that is not what's happening. They are throwing you guys a little bit of a wink, a little bit of a nod, and letting you know, hey, we hear the rumors and we're just as excited as you guys. Hang tight, it's coming soon. That's honestly what I'm excited about more than anything when it comes to Universal's Epic Universe and the future of that park. I've got an update on those flying dragons and a little bit of a prediction. They were featured in the Epic Ride documentary that aired on Peacock a couple of weeks ago. In the documentary, we learned that, these animatronics, these flying, I guess you can call them animatronics, these flying drone animatronics, these dragons, they're really, really hard to maintain. There's a lot of factors that go into it. You've got the wind factor, the weather factor, you've got safety factors, you've got expensive equipment factors. There was all kinds of reasons why we haven't seen these flying dragons happen, but they were spotted in the sky a couple of weeks ago. But what I wanted to show you guys was this video here from James Furneck. He posted one of the best videos I've ever seen of these flying dragons. Let's take a look real quick. As you can see, this is probably the best quality we've seen of these dragons. It also looks like the wings are working really good. I'm super impressed by this. This looks fantastic. But my issue with it is, how reliable will this be? because it's not like they came and went pretty quick last week. They're not still flying around the parks as far as I can tell. I have not seen anybody reporting on it last week or this week. So it looks like it was just there for a week or so, just for a couple of days. These dragons are kind of flying over the, I believe it is the employee parking lot. So they're not quite over the land itself, but at least where they do have it, if you're anywhere in that portal for Isle of Berk, you'll be able to see it, which is cool. But they're not giving up on this animatronic, on this flying drone dragon animatronic. They're not giving up, but it does seem like there's probably a bit more work to get done. And just to give you a little bit more info, a little bit more context on that story, this is coming from Screamscape.com. They wrote, many have wondered what happened to the flying dragons designed for Epic Universe that were seen making test flights over the park's Isle of Berk before it opened. Since the park opened, there have been no dragons in the sky, but Universal does address this a bit in the Epic Universe series on Peacock. The answer right now is that the flying dragons, which are really customized industrial-sized drones, were deemed to have a bit too short of battery life and were a little too loud. When flying over the park, they looked cool, but it sounded like dragons are back in the shop. So yeah, it looks like the two big issues are battery life and then the noise level. They're too loud. These things are industrial sized drones, so they're still not quite satisfied with what they have. They think they're a little too loud, and the battery life unfortunately just isn't long enough. A little bit more work is going to have to be done. I predicted a while ago on this show that we wouldn't see these dragons up in the sky again for a year. So I was wrong about that. We have seen them pop back up this last month. So they did pop up. They look good. They look better than they ever have. But it seems like they've got a little bit more things to tweak before they're going to make it a regular thing there. Moving on to a little bit of speculation and just a little bit of a ride update, or I should say a ride replacement update. Rip Ride Rocket's replacement is still undergoing. It is still underway. As you guys can see here from this footage from BioReconstruct, shout out to them. You can see that, now that Halloween Horror Nights is fully out of the way, it's fully in our rearview mirror, you can see they are working relentlessly on whatever this new coaster is going to be. It is highly rumored that it is an Intamin coaster. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed now. It's all but confirmed from Universal that this will be an Intamin attraction. But what exactly is it? What is the IP involved with it? We don't know. It is still heavily rumored to be a Ghostbusters ride or a Back to the Future ride. And then the third one is a Fast and Furious ride. I'm leaning towards wanting it to be Ghostbusters or Back to the Future, but you can see a lot of the track footing has been put in place everywhere. They opened up a new path now for City Walk, but looking at this footage, it is stunning. It's stunning how fast they are moving to get this new coaster in place, to get this new coaster opened. Whatever this ride is, it looks like it's going to be huge. It looks like it's going to be the brand new premier e-ticket attraction for Hollywood Studios. For Orlando Universal Studios. This thing, whatever it is, it's going to outshine all the big ones. It's going to outshine Mummy. It's going to outshine Gringotts. This is going to be the new headliner for Universal Studios Orlando, Florida. Like I mentioned, it's all but confirmed from Universal that Intamin is working on this coaster. This is the same company that made Velocicoaster, that made Hagrid's. Universal loves working with this company. That's the same company that made Hollywood Drift. So a lot of people are speculating this is most likely going to be another Hollywood Drift for the East Coast. But I would like to think that Universal is a little bit more in touch with its fan base, and they know that we don't want a clone on the East Coast. I don't think it does anybody any favors, because if they open up Hollywood Drift on the East Coast, then why would I have to go to Hollywood? Why would I have to go to the West Coast to get on that ride when I have it at my home park? It wouldn't make sense if they want to get people to travel more, to go to all the different theme parks that they have to offer. They're not going to, open up a huge e-ticket clone. I just don't see that happening with the way that Universal is working nowadays. We do see them still from time to time do clones, but for something like this, at a park that needs something huge and special really badly, I really do think we're going to get something original here. I just don't quite know what it is yet. A lot of speculation going on there. We can all pray and hope what it'll become, but who knows? We're going to have to wait and see. As you guys can see, though, they are moving quickly. This is a very active construction site here, all the way from the front to the back of where this ride will be. A lot is happening. It looks like it's going to be a huge ride, man. It's going to be it's definitely going to be the headliner, the biggest attraction that they have at studios. Is there a chance that this thing beats Velocicoaster or Hagrid's? I don't know. Looking at the footprint, it has the potential. It really, really does have the potential. Plus, with Intamin making it, they're known. They've got a great track record. They've built some of the best coasters in the world, especially at this Universal park here. Really, really exciting stuff. I think we're gonna get some more answers very soon, as these construction updates happen and people are able to put the pieces together. However, I don't think we're going to get an official announcement from Universal for a bit longer. I thought they would make an announcement sometime after the new year. Now, I'm kind of starting to think that they're going to wait until most of the ride is complete to give us that update. But we're just going to have to see how things play out. But it's really, really exciting. And I just cannot wait for whatever this is. It's going to be a game changer for Universal Orlando. And then my final story about Universal Orlando. This is coming from MSN.com. Maps show a possible Universal Studios transit system linking Epic Universe and other properties. So this actually dropped a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to talk about it because I did talk about the Elon Musk underground tunnel thing that was in the works for Orlando. Well, it looks like Universal is trying to get this going because documents titled Request for Qualifications outline Universal's vision for a multi-phase transportation route stretching 4 to 5 miles. This is going to be a transit line that will connect Epic Universe to City Walk. That way you can quickly bounce between the parks just like you can with the Disney World Resort jumping on the Skyline or the monorail. They want their own monorail. They want their own transit system, and it looks like they're really putting forth the effort to get this going. The proposed phases, according to the documents, are as followed. Phase 1, stops would include Epic Universe and its nearby hotels. Phase 2, service would then expand to Universal Studios, City Walk, and along International Drive. And then Phase 3, the route would extend towards the Hard Rock Hotel and surrounding retail areas. There's also been speculation that Universal might collaborate with Elon Musk's Boring Company. Questions still remain about how the project will be funded, who is going to actually work on this, but companies are putting their bids in and they're waiting for approval, and we'll see what happens with that. But this could be another game changer for Universal Resort in Orlando. It's something that's highly needed. You know, the shuttle buses do their job. They're pretty good. They have a lot of them running at all times, but something like this really takes things to the next level. It makes everything a lot more convenient when you're at the Universal Resort. And it also just kind of helps create that bubble. Everybody talks about the Disney World bubble. That's because they say you never have to leave the Disney World bubble. That's because they have the Skyline, the monorail, things like that, where you can just always be a part of the Disney World atmosphere. Well, it looks like Universal wants that same exact thing, and something like this, it does seem like the next logical step after you've built Epic Universe, a couple of miles away from the regular parks. So I could definitely see this happening. I can definitely see Universal putting a lot of effort into this. All right, guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you're listening on podcast platforms, give us a 5-star review. It goes a long way and it helps secure the future of this show, helps us get in front of more people. If you're watching on YouTube, give it a like, subscribe to the channel as well. Drop a comment. That would go such a long way. I would really appreciate it. But until the next time, I'll catch you guys later. Take care and peace out.